G'day guys, my name is Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Wildflowers by Tom Petty, which is a great acoustic tune. For the basics of this song, you'll just need a guitar in standard tuning and a capo on the 5th fret of your guitar. If you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve in your guitar in general, then sign up to GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so let's start with the intro, which is nice and easy, and there's just 4 chords here. So we're going to start with an F add 9 here. So it's a basic easy F chord like this, so ring on 3rd fret of the 4th string, middle on the 2nd fret of the 3rd, and index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. You'll also add your pinky finger to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So we're focusing on those 4 strings. So that's our F add 9, and then we're going to play a C. So for this C, you'll just move your ring and middle finger up 1 string. And then we have a G chord. So again, you can just move your ring and middle finger up 1 string, and you lift your index finger at this point, and that's our G. So for these 3 chords, you keep your pinky finger where it is. And then we go back to a C. Let's take a look at the strumming pattern, which is a nice and simple down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you can simply play that once for each of the chords, which would sound like this. And you just keep repeating that for the intro. However, if you want to get closer to the studio recording, then this is how we're going to do it. Now we're going to add some hammer-ons to our strums. So for the F add 9, for the first down strum, start off with your middle finger lifted, and when you hit that first down strum, you'll strum that middle finger into place. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. For the C chord, we'll do the exact same thing. Now when we get to the G chord, things differ a little bit. So it's the same strumming pattern, but on the up strum on the end beat after the 4, we're going to actually put our index finger down onto the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So temporarily a G sus4. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's just on that up strum where we put that index finger down. And then we go back to that C with that hammer-on at the start. So with those hammer-ons, the intro would sound like this. And you just repeat that again and again for the intro. So next we get to chorus 1, which is really nice and simple. There's 2 lines of chords here. Now the first line of chords is basically identical to the intro. So we have that F add 9, the C, the G, and the C. And you can choose to make it simple, so just the strumming pattern by itself, or you can add those hammer-ons and that G sus4 to the G if you want as well. So that's the first line of chords, which is repeated through 4 times, and then we get to the second line of chords. For the second line of chords, we stay on the C chord. For this first C chord, we're going to just continuously strum a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up at 8th notes. Now on the highlighted down strum, on the 2 beat, we're going to actually lift our middle finger, so play a C sus2 chord. And then for the second C chord, we return back to our regular strumming pattern with that hammer-on. And then for the final C chord, we're going to play that strumming pattern without the hammer-on. So the second line of chords in total. We put that all together and chorus 1 will sound like this. Now I'm just going to play that first line of chords through once, but in the song you'll need to play it through 4 times. So that's it for chorus 1. So after chorus 1, there's verse 1. Now for verse 1, our first line of chords is the same as the first line of chords in chorus 1. So we have our F add 9, our C, our G, and our C. And all the strumming patterns, all those hammer-ons in those variations are identical. For the second line of chords, we play our G chord with that strumming pattern twice instead of going back to the C chord. So the second line of chords. Then the third line of chords is just back to the first line of chords, but play it through twice. So nothing really new to learn there. and that's verse number 1. Next is chorus number 2, which is a hybrid of chorus number 1 and verse number 2. So the first 3 lines of chords are the same as verse number 1. At the very end, for our 4th line of chords, it's the same as the 2nd line of chords of chorus 1, where we have our 3 Cs. So there's nothing really new to learn for chorus 2, it's just comprised of things we've already learned. So I'll just play through chorus number 2 now. Next we get to the bridge, which has 4 lines of chords. So we're going to start with an F chord, and I like to play it like this. So ring and pinky finger on the 3rd frets of the 5th and 4th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd, and index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And if you can, reach over the top with your thumb to hit that 1st fret of the 6th string. So we have an F to a C. Now that F and the C are each played with a down, down, up. So down, down, up, down, down, up. Then we go to an A minor and D, which are again played with a down, down, up each. So down, down, up, down, down, up. And then we go to our G chord, which returns back to our original strumming pattern of down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you can also add that index finger on that up strum. So. Of course, that chord variation is optional though, so you don't have to play it if you don't want to. So the first line of chords. For our second line of chords, we have an F, and now this is just strummed with our down, down, up, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. Same with the A minor, and then we go to our G again for 2 strumming patterns. So the second line of chords. The third line of chords is identical to the first line of chords, and the 4th line of chords is identical to the second line of chords, except we add on an extra 2 bars of the G there. So the final line of chords. Next we get to verse 2 after the bridge, which is just the F add 9, the C, the G, and the C, repeated through 4 times. So that's really simple. We then get to chorus number 3, which is the same as chorus number 2, except that third line of chords is played through 3 times, not just twice. And then finally, we have our outro, which is basically the same as the bridge, except for that final line of chords, we have our F, our A minor, and then we end the song on our G. We don't play that G for 4 strumming patterns. So those are all the parts to this song. It might be a little confusing because each song section is slightly different to the previous one, but if you just follow along with the playthrough at the end of the song, then you should be able to get it. And of course you can simplify it as well. You don't always have to do the hammer-ons, and for the G chord you don't have to put your index finger down. You could play the simple chord just with the down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you can make it as easy or as difficult as you want. Now in terms of structure, we have chorus 1, verse 1, chorus 2, then the bridge, then verse 2, then chorus 3, and then finally the outro. Now this song is a great strumming exercise, but you really do need a light strumming hand in order to play this properly and to full speed. So when you're strumming, just ensure that you really have a relaxed, loose hand and wrist. If you lock your wrist in and you're strumming like this, then it's going to be really difficult to get that smooth sound and at speed as well. So you really need to go loosey-goosey and let that pick glide across the strings. Don't hold the pick on too hard either, because if you hold the pick too hard, you'll encounter a lot of friction, and that way you won't allow that pick to glide. So it is counterintuitive, but your pick will actually fall out a lot less if you hold it with a light grip and you let that pick flex as it glides across the strings. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here, or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitar0tohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.